welcome to the Cucina Famiglia. I'm Angela Dominic, and today we're going to make tiramisu. Not just your average tiramisu, though. We're going to make some fruited tiramisus. I couldn't sleep a couple Saturday nights ago, and I thought, how can I make tiramisu even better, especially for the summertime? So I decided to add some limoncello and some blueberries to one, and then we'll go ahead later on and show you how to make a couple other flavors. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we need to do is we're going to make a zabaione. Now I've already gone ahead and separated out my eggs, so I've got 6 egg yolks in the mixing bowl and then 6 egg whites here in the mixer. And we're going to add a half a cup of sugar, which is the only sugar that goes into this whole dish, is a half a cup of sugar right in with the white in the yolks, excuse me. And then I'm going to actually ask Greg to come on in and join me so I can stand here and do the rest of it. Greg's going to go ahead and go to the stove and make the zabaione, which again, zabaione is a very simple Italian pastry cream, which is just egg yolks, sugar, and traditionally we add some Marsala wine to it, but today, again, with the blueberry limoncello tiramisu, we're going to add some limoncello to it. So you're all set, Greg? Go ahead and get started. While he's doing that, I'm going to get the whites all frothed up and peaked. We're looking for a nice hard peak on these, so when you turn the bowl upside down, the whites stay right there. And while the mixer's going, I'm also going to take my mascarpone, which is another component to the tiramisu, is your mascarpone cheese. Comes in containers just like that from the grocery store. And in the mascarpone, traditionally you use espresso. And again, because we're going to do a lemon one today, I'm going to add some zest of a lemon. Actually, it's going to be the zest and the juice of 2 lemons. I've got one all ready to go, and then I'll go ahead and zest the second one. So in we're going. Actually, let's get this going with the lemon zest. The first one. And the second one. Love the microplane. Does a great job zesting. Give us a little spot. And the juice of the lemon. I love to use my little strainer, catches all your seeds so you don't get any seeds in there. And the whites are all ready for us to go. Oop, shut them off. And we're going to take those out. I always start with the whites. You're going to peak your whites as well as your heavy cream. But when you're peaking whites, if there's even any water or anything in your bowl, it could cause the whites to fall. So I always start with the whites, and then you don't even have to worry about washing the bowl. You can just go right ahead and add the cream after that. So let's get our whites out of here and get ready for the cream. And see how those stay just like that? That's what we're looking for. A nice peaked white. So you can turn your bowl upside down and they're going to stay right where they're at. We want the firmness, so when we fold everything all together, we can have a nice, nice dessert that stands up nice and strong. Looks almost like making meringue for lemon meringue pies. And then we'll put the mixer back on. Get ourselves set right back up again. There we go. And our heavy cream. We're using 2 cups of heavy cream or whipping cream. They're both the same. It's just about the fat content in the cream is what's going to be able to let us get this to a nice, firm, again, so it's nice and firm, just like the egg whites. So in with the cream. And when you're doing this, when you're starting whites or you're starting cream, you want to start out a little bit slow so it doesn't splash all back all over you. Or sometimes I lay my towel over the top of it if I'm in a big hurry, because it tends to splash a little bit. So let it go ahead and get started, and then we'll turn it up and get it nice and strong. So we're going to fold in the zest and the juice from those lemons. Get our mascarpone all ready to go. That looks beautiful. Smells so bright and fresh. I love the smell of lemons. Lemons and fresh mint. That is perfect. Okay, we can turn these up, and while I get these going, I'm going to go over and check on the Zabignon with Greg and see how it's coming. So come on over, let's see what Zabignon's doing. So you can see how much creamier this has become. It's just about ready for the limoncello. We can go ahead and do that. See, when we started, it was nice and almost orange, and now we're nice and pale. We're going to use about 4 ounces of limoncello. 2, 3, 4. Very good. And then he's going to go ahead and keep on mixing. And yeah, he'll go ahead and mix and keep on mixing that, and it'll come right back to that thickness again. And see that? And our cream is ready. There we go. That's a little loud. You got to be careful with whipping cream. If you go too far with whipping cream, you make butter. You don't want to do that. So let me just drop this in the sink. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started mixing. Now the way that this works, we're going to mix the whipping cream into the mascarpone mixture, and then the egg whites get mixed in with the Zabignon, and then we're going to mix it all together. But while Greg's still working the Zabignon, I'm going to go ahead and put the mascarpone right in with the whipping cream. Or actually, the other way around. I'm going to put the whipping cream in with the mascarpone. There we go. Beautiful. We'll do it in a couple of applications. It usually takes about 3 to get it mixed just right. We don't want to mix it real fast. You want to just kind of fold it in nice and gently so you're not breaking the cream. Because again, we want this to stand nice and firm. How's it going over there, Greg? Getting close? All right.
I think we're just about there, about 1 minute away, actually.
Okay, and our second application. See, people think that tiramisu is a lot harder than it really is. There we go. That's looking really good. And the last one. Oops, there you go. I'll let you be able to see what I'm doing here. All right. I'm going to set this aside for 1 second, and we're going to set Greg up over here.
Yep, we're there. We're all set.
He's going to join me at the counter. I've got an ice bath right here, because the next thing we want to do is to cool the Zabignon down. Let's get a towel. Come on over with it. Yeah, see that the color's all changed again, and it's nice and thick and tight. So once we get this cool, we'll keep on whisking, and it's going to stay nice and tight, and we're going to cool it right down, and then we'll fold in the whites. Let me finish with my cream mixture here. Smells good, huh?
Very good.
I love the limoncello. Now this would be a great dessert to be able to serve outside after a picnic. You'll just want to keep it cool, but it's such a fun summer dessert. And it would be great for the 4th of July as well if you add a little red berry with the blueberries. And so it'll be red, white, and blue. All right, let's see how, I think we need to be a tiny bit cooler. Yeah, which is fine. While Greg's finishing that up, I'm going to actually bring I'm going to go head over and grab the ladyfingers and the blueberries. We're using an Italian ladyfinger today that's unlike the ones you get at the grocery store. It's a little bit crispier, so it's gonna, let's see how much crunch that gets. And so it's gonna absorb the limoncello really nice, and it makes a real nice tiramisu. All right, I think we're probably good. Perfect. Yep. All right. Yep, go ahead and right back in the sink with it. Yep, leave yourself a bowl. And then we're gonna fold. The same thing like we just did with the mascarpone and the whipping cream is we're just gonna, in 3 applications, just gently fold in the whites. Again, we don't wanna break the peaks because then you'll get a soggy tiramisu and we don't want that. Nice and easy with it. And while Greg's doing that, I'm gonna grab the rest of my stuff. Here we go, right over here for our blueberries. And the pan we're going to build this beautiful creation in. So, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, just take your time and 3 applications. I'm actually going to ask you to hand me the limoncello though, because I'll start dipping some ladyfingers. So all you're going to do with the ladyfingers is we're just going to take, again, the same limoncello that we added to the zabagnon. We're going to put a little bit in a bowl, and as we lay this dessert, we want to roll the ladyfingers in the limoncello and then lay them into the bottom of the pan. So one at a time, we can do that where we've got our bowl and our ladyfingers. We're just going to run them through real quick and lay them into the bottom of the pan. There's a lot of steps to this dessert, but when it's all done, it's all worth it. How's that go? Oh, that looks really nice. The colors, yeah, it's standing up good. The colors on this one is beautiful. It's going to stay nice and pale yellow, and with the contrast with the colors from the blueberries. Unlike when we do the raspberry and Godiva white chocolate one, it turns a little bit pink because we put the chambord in the mascarpone instead of the lemon zest. We use a little chambord, so it turns everything a little pink on that one. And then the traditional one gets a little cocoa colored from the espresso. So, all right, we're almost ready for our first layer. I think we're going to need a little more limoncello in this bowl. This is a great dessert for summertime when all your fruit is all at its peak. And it gives a great wow factor if you're entertaining. People aren't going to believe that you made this yourself. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. All right, while I'm laying the ladyfingers, I'm going to let Greg go ahead and do the next step, which is the same thing that we've been doing. Now we're going to combine these two. This is your mascarpone with the lemon zest and the lemon juice and your peaked heavy cream. And he's got in this bowl your zabagnon, which instead of Marsala, today we use the limoncello as well as the stiff peaked egg whites. So now we're going to do the same thing, is gently add the cream mixture to the egg mixture. And I'll let you go ahead and do that for me.